5 things you're supposed to avoid as an international student. You don't need to drive a fancy car. Are you trying to build wealth in the US or you're trying to build debt? Take it or leave it. Again, things. Don't say I didn't tell you. Hi guys, this is Bianca Saxes and you are welcome back to The Real Ish. You know, here we do it like nobody else does it. And guys, let's just forget about the fact that I have been away for several months, and let's just say that I'm about to respect myself more and be more consistent on YouTube. So today I'm about to give you, first of all, I want to say a very happy new year. This year I'm wishing you guys a prosperous one. 2025, may it be great. May we laugh, right? And may we smile so much. I wish you guys all the best and thank you all for supporting me. Let's just go into today's video. Today, I'm about to give you guys 5 things you're supposed to avoid as an international student. If you're a sophomore, a freshman, I think it's not too late. Like 5 things I think you should avoid. I'm about to be a senior and I think that I've been through so much. I've gone through the system so much that I think that I'm fit to advise you a little bit. So just see me as your big sister. Yeah, but you can take it or leave it. Like, I don't know everything, so take it or leave it. Things. Don't say I didn't tell you. So the first thing I would say that you should avoid is avoid taking car notes. Like, international student, probably you are in the city or you want a car. You want a car so bad. Trust me, get a used one. It's about $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. Get a used one. You don't need to drive a fancy car. You don't need it. Trust me. You do not need to drive a fancy car. You do not have a stable income yet. You are not working. Maybe you are working in a school, but then trust me, it's not enough. No matter what you're doing, it's not enough. You do not need a car note. Do not take a car note. Please don't take a car note. It's not necessary. Like, you don't need it as an international student. You don't need to be driving a fancy car. So you don't need a car note. Just buy a used car. Like, if you have $7,000, you can still buy a used car, a very good used car, and it's going to last you for a long while. Because trust me, the US system is such a way that you might have so much money today and tomorrow you might not have it. Do you understand? So I would advise you that do not take a car note at all. Just relax. You get a good job very soon after school, then you can take whatever car notes. If you want to buy a Ferrari, whatever it is, $1 million car, you would be able to buy. But first, do not take a car note as an international student, especially since you're still in school, undergraduate. Do not take a car note. Take it or leave it. Again. The second thing you should avoid doing is taking too many credit cards. Are you trying to build wealth in the US or you're trying to build debt? Ask yourself these 2 questions, and based off of that, you would know if you should take too many credit cards. Because the more credit cards you take, the more you're supposed to use them, and the more you feel like, oh, I can use it and pay later. One thing about credit cards is that if you do not have the money on hand, like you don't have it in your checking account, do not use anything from your credit card. If you don't have money, don't buy. Don't let your credit card deceive you that, oh, I can buy it and then pay later. I can buy it and pay later. And that is how you accrue debt. So I would advise you that don't take many credit cards. The best credit card I think I would advise for anyone to get at the beginning stage is a Discover credit card. When you now settle in, you will know the best credit cards to use, right? But for the beginning, the best credit card for students that I know of is the Discover credit card, because I think the interest rate is very low. Do you understand? So just take that credit card and then pay as you spend. Don't take too many credit cards. And make sure you pay off your debt after, like, use the credit. Make sure you pay it off. You don't need to be like, oh, I'm going to get money somewhere, so let me buy this, let me make this big purchase, and then I'll later on go and get it from somewhere. That is how, by the time you realize, you have so many credit cards and with so many debts, and you'll be swimming in debt even before you graduate. Take it or leave it. Again. So number 3 on the list is that get an insurance immediately you arrive in the US. I know that especially as Ghanaians or as Africans, we would assume that, oh my goodness, this health insurance is so expensive, especially from our school or maybe ISO, which is an insurance that I use. Like, oh my goodness, it's so expensive and all of that. But trust me, if you don't know, the hospital bills in the US is much more, like, it's crazier than you can ever think of, right? So for instance, I'll use myself as an example. I woke up one morning feeling so nauseous and like I was like, oh my goodness, what is going on with me? And I would have so much pains in my flanks and I just kept puking. So I had to go to the hospital immediately. Under normal circumstance, I wouldn't want to go to the hospital, right? Because I'm like, oh, it's too expensive and all of that. I had to go to the hospital. And when I went to the hospital, they had to do like a whole like scan and all of that. And afterwards, I was billed with over $7,000. Do you know what that means? Like, that's a lot of money, especially in my currency. That's a whole lot of money, right? But then my insurance, I also took care of it. I also took care of everything. So I'm paying just $32 for every month, right? So I sometimes just pay like months altogether. Just paying 2 months every month $39 has taken away my what could have been a debt of $7,000 out of my pocket. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So the best thing for you to do is to get an insurance immediately you land in the US, be it from the school, ISO, wherever that you want to get it from. I opted out of my school's health insurance because I felt like ISO was cheaper. Because in my school, I was paying about $800. And then I went with ISO, which is about $32 in month, right? So I would advise you that you get a health insurance immediately. Land in the US, just get a health insurance because anything can happen. So take it again or leave it. Okay, so another thing I'll advise you on to avoid is avoid eating out. Like telling you, for someone like me, I cook a lot and I pride myself in it. I don't care what anybody thinks, but cooking has helped me save so much money. Like it's actually going to help you save, both physically, like going to help your health, and it's also going to help you save. Do not buy out, like buy out frequently, because the more you buy out, yeah, you think it's cheap, but then you are like, it's going to affect your health in the long run. You end up going to the hospital almost all the time. Do you get it? So I advise you that you should cook a lot, like cook every day. Or basically, in order to get a lot of time to do other things, you can cook like twice in a week, probably on Wednesdays and Sundays, right? And then meal prep, easy as that. So cook a lot so that you can save a lot of money. If you want to save a lot of money, just cook a lot, because buying mac and cheese, baking and all of that, $9.99 a day, oh my goodness, like $9.99 morning, afternoon, evening, is just going to steal all your money, okay? Just buy stuff in bulk and then cook a lot. The last advice I'll give you is that make sure you listen to the people who were here before you. So when you come and you meet other people, the people in your school, just listen to them because they were there before you. And I feel like the thing about the US is that every school has like its own rules and kind of they do and all of that, right? So I would actually advise you that listen to the people you go and meet. Don't think that, oh, you know better than them, I don't want to do this, or please, I have this person somewhere else. The people in the school sometimes know better, do you understand? And they've gone through certain things that I feel like if you listen to them, you're going to avoid all the mistakes that they went through. Do you get it? Or else you'd, like, I'm telling you, regret it bad. Trust me. It will, okay, I think you should try it. If you go to a school, like maybe you're not about to come to the school, and then you get to the school, right? Like freshman, you get to the school, maybe transfer, whatever, you get to the school. Just ignore anything everyone says and then start doing everything that you want to do. I'm not saying that take bad advice from them, but then I'm listen to everybody and then take the good ones out of it, right? And then use it for yourself, because sometimes, right, they have all the tea to make your life very easy in the school. So guys, these are 5 things I think you should avoid when you come to the US as a fresh baby. Do you understand? Listen, like, do all these things. I'm telling you, you are on a good path to success, okay? Yeah, so thank you guys so much for listening to me, and I hope to see you later. Bye.